What is a soulmate? What is a twin flame? Who am I with? Why are twin flames so hard? And which connection should I choose for me? Today, we are going to answer all of those questions, and we're going to begin by deep diving into what is a twin flame connection versus what is a soulmate connection. And this should hopefully help you understand what your own connection is with your person too. So first, we're going to look at soulmates. Soulmates are someone who is going to feel like a good fit for your current reality and who you see yourself to be, like who you feel your personality is at this point in time, right? A soulmate is someone who is a fit for where you are right now. So yes, you might learn lessons from them, and you probably will have love and ease in your relationship with them too. But the other side to a soulmate is ultimately the love stops deepening at some point. With a soulmate, you're probably going to meet them and, either right away or as you get to know them, feel that fit with them and that attraction. And it can often feel like there's a high of like true love in the beginning for the first few years or something like that. Maybe you even get married to them in this period. But as you continue with the soulmate and as you evolve as individual people, what you find is there's a fizzling out phase with your soulmate. Now, that can mean essentially the love stops deepening, right? And you feel like there's nowhere to grow with each other anymore, even though you still have love and respect for each other. It can also mean that you can't stay with each other for an entire lifetime, but as you continue to grow in future lifetimes, right, you don't really feel that fit anymore, okay? So with a soulmate, something stops. There is a point of, you do hit the bottom of the well at some point with soulmate when you're being honest with yourself about the connection. And this is because ultimately a soulmate is matching you and fitting you on a personality level of your current reality, right? They're not, despite the term soulmate, they're not really a complete fit for your soul, for who you are on a soul level. So that's why as you continue to grow as a person, your soulmate might grow with you for a time, or soulmates, because you have multiple soulmates. You eventually do stop though. So there's a split where you branch off from each other, right? So that is what a soulmate is. It is a nice connection. Some people do end up being with a soulmate in this lifetime because they feel one another are good fits for each other. But ultimately, a soulmate is not a forever person, and they don't quite meet every part of your soul. There's going to be somewhere where you feel unmet by a soulmate as you continue to learn about each other and just like be really honest with yourself, okay? So now let's look at a twin flame. So a twin flame is going to be a perfect match for all parts of you, for all parts of your being, for all parts of your soul. And this is often why people say intimacy with their twin flame is on another level or in a different ballpark entirely, is because they're feeling that fit with their twin flame. And that comes from the fact that you're one with them. Your twin flame is like the other piece of your consciousnness, right? There's a oneness there that you can't deny when you really get to know yourself and really get to know each other, right? And I'm not talking about I feel this woo-woo crazy energy when I'm with him. I'm talking about like truly knowing who you are. And as you truly come to know who you are and come to know who this other person is, you see that there's something that is just the same about you. You are just on the same page. You're one at the core, and it's like you're moving together in this like divine dance with one another in life. And I'll stop the metaphor there so we can stay really grounded in this. But yes, there's a oneness with your twin flame, right? And because you have this oneness with your twin flame, what you're going to find is they're going to consistently and directly reflect your healing and your growth and your core choices. So, for example, as you choose to maybe make big changes to live your life purpose, so is your twin flame. They're going to do that too in their own way, right? But they're going to do that too. And the way you both do that is going to fit each other. Whereas with a soulmate, when you make a really big choice to live your life purpose, and maybe, you huge change in career or start a business or whatever your life purpose is, right? Your soulmate might support you, but you might find there's some tension there because they aren't truly on the same page as you, making that jump in personal evolution and development. But your twin flame will. Your twin flame's going to get it. They're going to understand you, as you're being really true and honest with yourself. And that brings me to the next point about a twin flame. A twin flame is always going to reflect. This is the book that has my notes in it. Twin flame is always going to reflect the relationship you have with yourself, right? And this is where people can get a little bit confused and tripped up, because this is the challenge of twin flames, is if there's places where you have a poor relationship with yourself, or maybe you're not fully respecting yourself, or fully practicing presence with yourself, or fully loving yourself, right? Fully accepting yourself, your twin flame is going to reflect that back to you. And if you don't know how to deal with that, that is very challenging and daunting and scary, right? That's why people kind of throw their hands up in the air and give up, is because they don't know how to deal with that, right? How to actually move forward with lightness and ease in the connection with their twin flame. However, because your twin flame also reflects the relationship you have with yourself, that's the juice of a twin flame connection, is the more you love yourself and the more you get to know yourself and appreciate yourself and embrace all of who you are, so does your twin flame. And because this is the nature of the connection, you can go infinitely deeper with them. You can go infinitely deeper in loving yourself. You can always love yourself more. There's no bottom of the well to how much you can get to know and love yourself, right? And that's why there's no bottom of the well with your twin flame, because they're one with you, and you can always they will always reflect the love you are giving yourself, right? And at the same time, again, with those challenges, they can reflect the love that you might be resistant to giving yourself. So that's why that twin flame connection is different, because it really, at the core, is going to be about you building the healthiest relationship with yourself that you can. And as you do that, then you can have this really, really beautiful relationship with your twin flame. But it's a matter of learning how to do that. I do want to get to some other points about a twin flame connection to help you really recognize it and realize maybe you might be in one and not even be seeing it clearly. But because your twin flame is reflecting that relationship with you, you're not always going to recognize your twin flame right away. It's a subtle vibration. Sometimes people think that meeting their twin flame has to be this big flashbang of intensity and whoa kind of thing, but it's often not, right? It's often really subtle, and just getting to know someone who you like and you think is cool, and you're like, oh, I kind of like and vibe with this person. But as you get to know them more deeply, you're like, wow, I feel a deep resonance with this person. I feel a sense of oneness with them. And some people do feel that intensity and that pull right away, and that's great, right? But just know the start, how your twin flame connection starts or is introduced to you, doesn't define a twin flame. What defines a twin flame is you keep going deeper with them. The love keeps growing. So if you have a really intense connection with someone and you've been doing the inner work, right, on your journey, you've been practicing, specifically, I want you to look at if you're practicing the mirror exercise and the teachings of union, because that's really the level of inner work you need to be doing in order to fully reveal and confirm to yourself that this is a twin flame connection. But as you've been doing the inner work, if you're not going deeper with someone, if you feel like they're not meeting you anymore, if you feel like they're the love is kind of it's stopping, right? Like it's not growing in the same direction as you, then they're probably not your twin flame. Right? But someone who is your twin flame, as you grow into yourself and as you continue to make choices to honor yourself, to get to know yourself, to live your purpose in life, and to really humble yourself to God in life, your twin flame should get closer to you and go deeper with you and really reflect that love back to you. The love gets richer and it grows. So even if a twin flame connection starts off quiet and very subtle, it's still going to grow into something that is really rich and passionate and, just whatever you dream of, essentially, because the love you dream of having is the love you are destined to manifest within you and manifest with your twin flame. Okay, so that, to put it succinctly, with your twin flame, the love is always going to get richer and go deeper. It doesn't really matter how it starts. Okay. And because it doesn't matter how it starts, as you do the inner work and healing work, again, applying the mirror exercise, applying the teachings of union, what you're going to find is your twin flame connection is actually sustainable and it's healthy because those teachings, right? Healing with the mirror exercise, practicing the teachings of union, like that shows you how to build a healthy relationship with yourself and with your reality. And then your twin flame reflects that back to you. However, if you are in a connection that feels a little bit chaotic or feels a little flat, right? I don't want you to feel like you have to discard that person right away as a soulmate or as a karmic or whatever, right? I want you to really begin looking at yourself and really begin practicing the teachings of union in whatever way you can, like whether you can or can't work with a coach right now. There's so much material out there to get started with from the teachings of union that you can start. So many videos you can begin watching, even on my own channel, that you can watch to help you start off really practicing these teachings so you can better that relationship with yourself. It always comes back to the relationship with yourself that is going to fully reveal the relationship with your twin flame. Okay. Even if you feel like you have a great relationship with yourself, like I'm not knocking that down. You probably do have a really good relationship with yourself. Just know your twin flame is calling you to your highest timeline. It's calling you to go incredibly deeper in love because you're worth that depth and richness of love. And there's always deeper you can go in love. And there is a tipping point where you do begin to see your twin flame reflect that love back to you as well. So I feel like that is complete for describing what a twin flame is. So I feel like there's actually one more thing I want to share about a twin flame, and that is your twin flame should feel, I'm looking at my notes here, your twin flame should feel, as you truly get to know them, right? You be, again, qualifier to everything I'm saying here. Like you've done the inner work, you're doing the inner work. Your twin flame is all of your desires kind of manifested in a partner, in a person. So I have a video on my channel about your love list and writing your love list out to confirm your twin flame, and that's going to be linked below for you to look at as well. But your twin flame should match your love list, which is a list of your core desires in your life partner. Your twin flame should match that and be a really good fit for it. And the trick is you'll also kind of match that list too. But the video I link below goes more into detail about that. But yes, your twin flame is your desires manifested, and your soulmate can be a lot of your desires manifested, but maybe not quite all of them. Maybe in some places you're compromising or settling to be with a soulmate. Whereas with your twin flame, when you're doing the inner healing work and really not settling anywhere within your life, within what's in your power, you're going to find that your twin flame is like your perfect fit. They're everything your heart desires, even if it's in ways you didn't expect. And it probably will be in ways that you didn't expect and will also really delight you too. So yeah, that feels good. Now, I want to get into like, are you going to be with a twin flame or a soulmate? Or your twin flame. You only have one twin flame who's your romantic partner. So a soulmate is going to be for somebody you're just really looking for companionship right now, and you're not really interested in like personal growth and like pursuing your purpose in life and in your daily life. Then a soulmate would probably be a better fit for you right now, because like I said, they're going to fit the person you are now, right? Maybe not the person you are forever, but they fit the person you are now. If, however, you are really into this like concept, this truth of true love, and if you really have a desire in your heart to live your purpose in life, to like explore who you are and like give your gift to the world and to yourself, and to do like to live a life that feels really juicy and rich to you, even if it means you have to experience personal growth and healing and go through some challenges to be the best version of yourself, then a twin flame is for you right now. And, I invite you to call them in and to really embrace this journey, and to, check out below how you can work with me, and we can guide you in like the gentlest and fastest way to your union, to your harmonious twin flame union. Because you are going to need these teachings. You are going to need the mirror exercise. You're going to need the teachings of union if you really want to take this journey seriously and be with your twin flame permanently in a healthy relationship. Like I know a lot of you try to do it by yourself. I tried to do it by myself for a long time. I get it. But I am so much better off for having gotten support and being willing to be led and to be guided on this twin flame journey, because it is very unique and it's very different. Most of the world teaches you to have soulmate relationships or even karmic relationships. And, most of you looking at the people around you, they're probably with a soulmate or with a karmic connection. And those are your role models for relationships. And so whether we intend to or not, we kind of absorb what the people around us are doing. And they become these templates in our minds for how to approach relationships. But to have a relationship with your twin flame, you truly need a different approach than what you've been taught and what you might see in media too. And it's different than just meditating and, blowing whatever candles to make it happen. There's real like inner work involved and a real relationship with yourself and with God to build. And it's different, but it's also so worth it. And it's so juicy, and so I just feel like it's so relevant to anyone who wants to have like a really happy life and express themselves, to embrace the twin flame journey and really embrace these teachings to help you move forward on them. And I know people might feel like the twin flame journey is difficult, and that is because they're just they just need these teachings. They need the teachings of union, twin flame ascension school, life purpose class, working with a coach to help you really embody what it is to be in union within yourself, and then with your twin flame too. And that's why it's difficult and challenging, is because, you have these programmings from the rest of your life and maybe previous lifetimes running that you're trying to apply with your twin flame, and they don't work, right? And so you need to be open and be humble and be willing to learn a different way. So yeah, the twin flame journey is going to have its challenges, but, you have to ask yourself, like, what's more challenging? Healing myself and learning how to love myself, even when it's really difficult, or even in places I didn't know I needed to learn to love myself? Or is it more challenging and feel worse to settle, right? And to not really grow past where I am now. And maybe, and again, like, it's okay if this is you. Maybe to some people, you're not really interested in the whole personal transformation thing. Like, that's not for you. You're feeling cool with what is right now. And that's good. It's okay to be where you are. But I guess for me, I can never imagine not growing and not transforming and not evolving into, what's in my heart and what I really want to express. And because of that, I attracted my twin flame journey. And that's probably why you're here too, is because that's you on some level as well. And so, yeah, like, look below, find out how to start with your free intro session with me, and we can get you going on, a solid coaching routine, and then just integrating the teachings of union into your life as well. So that is all I have to say on soulmates and twin flames. I would love to hear what you have to say as well. So comment below, and I will see you next time.